passed out. I noticed Yushiue's gaze, gave a wry smile, and shook my head. I managed to avoid the security guard, but in the end, I still couldn't avoid my own roommate. I lifted my chin, signaling for Yushie to step aside.
I then walked into the house, placed Chu Yuing on the sofa, wiped the sweat from my forehead, and finally felt like I was home. This girl looked skinny, but I didn't expect her to actually be quite heavy. Oh right, close the door. If a neighbor saw a scene like this, there'd be no way to explain what you're doing, or who she is. Yushie became even more wary, her hand in her pocket quietly gripping her phone, while her other hand rested on the doorknob. She was already prepared to bolt out the door at any moment and go to the police. Didn't I already say? She's my classmate. She's a junior from the year after mine, but I really can't tell you exactly what happened. Let's wait until she wakes up and let her explain herself. If you don't have anything else to do, could you help look after her while I take a shower? We'll talk more when she wakes up. At this, Yushie relaxed her grip on her phone. Her earlier suspicions about Fang Yuan now seemed a bit uncertain. Maybe things weren't as she had imagined, and there was actually more to the story. I turned and walked into the bedroom, grabbed a towel, and started undressing as I walked out. Seeing this, Yushie quickly turned her head away, but then she thought to herself she'd always drawn half-body sculptures in art, but had never actually seen what a real man's body looked like. This was a rare opportunity, so she quietly turned her head back again. But by then, I had already walked straight into the bathroom without looking back, so she had no choice but to give up. Are you okay, Xing Xing? Yushie left the door slightly ajar, then tiptoed over to the sofa, gently patted the girl while muting her voice, all the while keeping a wary eye on the bathroom. Wake up, come on, she urged in a low, hurried whisper, not daring to raise her voice. At that moment, Yushie's delicate nose wrinkled slightly in a frown. She didn't smell any alcohol, so it seemed this little girl hadn't been forced to drink. Why was there another one here? Chu Yuing secretly squinted her eyes to take a peek.
With a look of despair, she thought, this blonde jerk is really something. One person wasn't enough for her. Has she ever considered how I feel? I'm still a pure, innocent girl, she said. You don't have to be afraid. I'm a girl just like you, but you have to keep this a secret for me. Don't let that blonde know. Yushie noticed that Chu Yuing's tightly shut eyelids seemed to twitch, and she understood Chu Yuing must think she was in cahoots with Fang Yuan. Chu Yuing was momentarily stunned. Although she had already heard this person's voice when she first came in, it was very gentle.
She really did sound like a girl, but I've seen how she dresses. She's completely like a guy. Could it be that Fang Yuan arranged for her to trick me? To make me let my guard down? Just what kind of people are in this room anyway? Not only is there the blonde guy, but also Nanyang. Seeing that Chu Yuing was still pretending to be unconscious, Yue sighed. What on earth has happened to this world? Why is it that ever since I moved into this neighborhood, I feel like I've entered a dimension completely different from reality? Is it really that hard to tell that I'm a girl? Lying? Chu Yuing finally spoke, squinting one eye and pouting her lips high.
Exposing a girl so mercilessly who does that? You must be in cahoots with the blonde guy, right? Trying to use your identity as a fellow girl to win my trust. You've got the wrong idea. Chu Yuing could already hear the pitiful sound of water running in the bathroom, along with some terrible singing. She was certain that the blonde guy had really gone to take a shower, which meant this was her best chance to get away. What's so scary about this little man, Niang? Even if she's with the blonde guy, do they really think a skinny, weak little boyish girl like her can keep me here? You're seriously underestimating me.
The